I had just got done killing a majority of the server and stealing their loot. I was in the process of using their vast fortunes to move myself up the Unturned loot ladder. But how did we get here?
Bruh, I don't know if I want to go play in Russia, man.
I grabbed a knife and started killing some zombies. I then made my way over to St. Petersburg to get some more XP. To be able to fight in this Unturned world, you needed skills, and that's what XP was for. After this, I stopped by the military loot spot of Zavad, where I was lucky enough to find a Zubeknikov. This meant I was definitely a threat in PvP, so I made my way over to the train. There was a mega zombie at the train, which could definitely upgrade my loot here. But I didn't have very much ammo, so I needed to get him down with some melees first. I turned the audio up there so you could hear better, but those were Dragon Fang shots, which meant people were raiding nearby. I needed to kill this mega quick and get over there, to potentially pull off a counter raid, which could mean huge loot. I had heard the shots coming from over here, so I decided to carefully make my way up the hill when I suddenly got shot at. Knowing that this was more than likely a team of two, I needed to make my move quick.
Oh my gosh. Yo, I just made the sickest.
Thankfully, these weren't the most skilled players, so it was a relatively easy play. But that wasn't all that was going to happen here at this base.
Why am I just built different, bro? Like, I'm just too built different, man. I'm actually just so built different. I'm just built better, bro. I'm just built better.
After quite a bit of self-praise and looting what loot there was to be had, I decided to get away from the base. And this was when things went south.
Yep. And there's...
Oh shoot. I have a home. I have a home. I have a home. I had forgotten about the bed I placed earlier, so I went back to it and started to make my way towards the base. I had gotten a gun and was waiting for them to come back, and that's when I saw it. They were both sneaking up the hill, so I decided to bide my time till I had an easy shot.
They're still here. They're really just sneaking up like that, huh? Oh. Alright, well, I have to go, so I'm just gonna...
Sadly, I had to hop off at that time, so I grabbed all the loot that I could, and the next day when I logged on, it was a blood moon, which meant much more loot. After killing the zombie at the train, I decided to go over to a military base when I saw a kid roaming around. It was time for some PvP. Though I had missed most of my shots, I was a better player, so I knew if I flanked around I could get him pretty easy. And there we go, an easy solo kill here. But this guy had a team, so I needed to loot up quick and get out of there. Sadly, he didn't have the greatest loot, but hey, more raw is more raw. After this, the server was quite dead for a little while. Then, as I was chilling in military base farming, I saw another team pull up. More PvP. After killing the mega here and wiping their squads a few times, I started to notice that they just kept coming back. Now, as this was a vanilla server, it meant that they had to have a home nearby. After wiping their squad a few more times, I decided to go up and see if I could find where they were all coming from. And this is when I found the jackpot.
I'm gonna do something really mean.
I decided to door camp them, which is a little cringe, but when you're in a 1v5 scenario, you gotta pull out every card you have.
This is gonna be so mean, bro.
Basically, I'd heard one chainsawing trees and then building up the top of their base. I decided to go and try and kill him. And if you hear the ringing in the background, yes, that's my alarm. I was playing in the morning, and I'd forgotten to turn it off. Now this guy was clearly just trying to build up his base, so we didn't have very good loot on him. But I knew he'd be respawning at his base soon, so I went back to the door to try out my old strat.
There's no way he doesn't spawn at his bed, bro. Like, what? Open it. No way he got that. Oh, this one's the idiot.
And there it was, I just pulled a nasty inside play on this team of 5. But I wasn't really thinking about the other 3 at this time, so you'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh. I feel so bad. Just kidding.
There was 3 of them and only 1 of me. I know I was gonna have to pull out something crazy if I wanted to walk away with my life from this encounter. And sadly for them, they were facing Lap Lap.
One more. Yep. And that is how you fumble a bag. He didn't close the door. He could have closed the freaking door, bro. That right there is how you fumble a bag, ladies and gentlemen.
I had done it. I'd pulled off an inside play and then killed the entire team. Now all that was left for me was to get some charges to raid these lockers. But little did I know how hard finding a blowtorch would become.
We just wiped a team of 5. All right, how much XP do we have? We need 50. I'm gonna make a bed real quick, actually. Why not? Let's put this back.
They only had 2 wire in their crates and no blowtorches, so I used that wire to make 1 charge. Hopefully the lockers would already be at a low enough percent to where 1 charge would do it.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro.
Sadly, the lockers weren't low enough, so I knew I needed to find a blowtorch. So I started making my way to one of the bigger towns in hopes of finding a blowtorch at the mechanic shop.
Is that a fire truck? Like, bro, how are you gonna give me a gas mask and not a blowtorch? Like, they literally just gave me a gas mask. Yet somehow, I still don't have a blowtorch. I better rock this fire truck, honestly, bro. I don't care. I'm about to deck this thing out with metal.
I'd been looking for a blowtorch at this point for probably 3 or 4 hours and I still hadn't found one. But while I was on just looking around, I found a kid to team up with. His name was Grady, and he was quite the good player. So me and him decided to team up for the rest of this server. Now there's a pretty big skip in time here, and that's because I'd forgotten to record for one of the days. But Grady and them had been on for quite a bit, and had already had a blowtorch and a few other raiding materials. So with all the raw I had collected, and some of the raw from them, we made a bunch of charges and decided to go out raiding.
Oh, that was actually pretty good.
And then suddenly out of nowhere, as we were transferring loot in our new car, some guy popped out of a bush and started shooting at us. This was one of the many encounters we had with the players on this server, and it was starting to get dangerous.
Yeah, whatever. Oh.
As I was raiding these bases, a team pulled up in a car, so it was time for some PvP and a little Grand Theft Auto. After this, I decided to push one of them one-on-one. After killing that team and gathering all the loot from the bases we raided, we made as many charges as we could. And we had a lot. It was then time for us to log off. Sadly, wipe was coming up soon for this server, so we weren't going to get to use all of our loot, and most of the bases had already been raided. But there was this one base left, so it was time to raid it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that was terrible.
And that's it. We didn't get too many raids, and sadly, because the server wiped and there was basically no bases left. But it was still a great time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.